So like a lot of times I feel like comedy, you almost do kind of keep your relatability because it's like, yeah, you're popping right now, but that's after like 30 years of grinding.
Yeah.
You probably put in what, a solid, how old are you now?
38, so I put in like 15.
So that's not like nothing.
Yeah.
But, and then once you did hit, it went boom, right?
Yeah, I was
So,
good.
like,
Yeah, the
that's-
internet. Once I went balls deep in internet content and just kind of putting out my stand-up clips, everything on internet.
It's funny. The internet worked, right?
Yeah, it kind of works. It's a crazy
I remember my
concept.
grandma before she died. She said it was a fad.
Yeah.
She said that computers and the internet were just a fad.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think
don't
those
think
people
so,
are,
Grandma.
how about this? I got a take. I think those people are going to be proven right. The internet laughs at them all the time.
Well,
I think there's going to be a time where we're like, get this the
I hope so. I hope so.
We're already
bro.
talking about it with Be Real, where like Be Real is like the new cool thing where it's like you
yeah.
only use it for 1 second.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like
The
I
pendulum
think,
will swing.
I think it's going to swing back.
It's cigarettes.
It's
you think? Well,
it's
yeah, no,
like-
I definitely think that they're going to look back.
They'll
and
have
go,
Search
"Did you
General
remember-
warning on apps."
Can you believe that they
Yeah.
used to have access to it 24/7?
What's
like
that?
like
Oh,
the
yeah.
internet? Like
100%,
they'll
yeah, yeah.
regulate it because they'll be like, you'll
They
go
smoked
crazy
all
and
day.
kill you. Right.
You know,
Like, you
they
can
ate
have some
hamburgers
cigarettes,
without
but-
even knowing. Like now you have to put the
Right.
nutritional facts. You'll have
Right.
to put the nutritional facts on social content
On
in
the
future.
internet.
Which
Like,
I don't.
this
I
will
don't
make you
disagree
kill
with.
yourself.
You should.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, look,
If you are 13 years old and you're
You're gonna
using
be
this, you will
sad.
become a bad
Right.
person.
You're at
You will
sad
be-
time. You've
yeah.
been here for an hour
Yeah.
and not done anything else. You're about to be
sure.
sad.
Yeah,
You know
I
what, though?
remember.
But those people, over in Europe, if you buy cigarettes, the boxes have like black lungs and
Yeah.
babies and shit, and those people rip that open and
They don't
smoke them
give a fuck.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
I will look at that and be like, yeah, whatever. Let me
Yeah.
get these sweets off.
I'm 90. This is how I got here. Like, this is what's
I'm
happening.
happy. Like I'll do this and make my money and then die. The rest of you guys, I don't know. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Do it. Don't do it.
What are
Whatever.
the old grandmas smoking cigarettes still?
Yeah.
And
They
like,
don't
you know,
give a
they're like,
fuck.
it just doesn't affect her. Like that, we're that.
She smoked a cigarette and drank whiskey
love-
every day. It's like, yeah. What was your secret, man? I went on Twitter 24/7. I sent 100 tweets a day for 30 years. That's what I did.
That'll go viral like once a year. There will be someone like, it's his 110th birthday, and we asked him how he does it. Bottle of whiskey and a cigarette a night.
that's it.
Yeah, that's not how he does it. He's just a super freak.
Yeah, no, it's not because of that. It's despite that, you fucking clowns. But so
But yeah, I went in and then I just fuck.
so you went
Yeah, a lot
from
of success, yeah.
like New York comic and relatability to like I feel like a lot of your humor now is in your success and your money and all that. Like that's not an easy, that's a delicate thing. A lot of people will watch what we just did and hate on that. A lot of people will find the humor,
They
but a lot of
should.
people will be like, yeah.
Yo, hate on it. Like I agree. Like I think for me, I try to, in a weird way, like I try to put myself around the angst, and that's a hard thing to do once you've gotten enough money to like remove inconveniences. And I'm not talking about like enough money like that's crazy. Like you make a good amount of money, you can remove inconveniences.
Right.
Like a reasonable
And you
amount.
can eat meals, and it's like when you're
Yeah.
living in a one bed a studio and eating
Yeah,
SpaghettiOs.
all your
you're
stories
funnier.
are crazy.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
rats
yeah.
in my fucking stereo. Like
Right.
this thing. Those are
That's-
really interesting. So it's like, for me, like when we were living in Miami during the pandemic, like I knew I had to come back because I couldn't write a single joke in Miami. I was
because it
so
was too like
happy.
yeah.
I was just, and nobody bothered me. Like nobody bothered me. Like culturally down there, it was like, let's have a good time, let's enjoy our family, and let's party and dance. And it's like, who
shit
am
ain't
I
funny.
pushing back against?
Yeah,
You know what I
right,
mean? I
right.
need some like purple haired chick with fucking armpit hair and like fighting and like angry at men for no reason, and then like I get to like wittily take that away from them, and it's like, oh, this is fun. This is
Right.
what I live for.
Right.
You know,
Challenge. You need to be challenged,
It's
yeah.
a fun thing. How do
Yeah.
I play the like the I don't want to call it like intellectual warfare, but like how do you just wax poetic about something, even just the funniest way,
Right.
and just find that fun little nuance that is untrue, that is
Yeah.
completely fake,
Right, but
but
it's
it
funny.
makes sense logically.
Yeah.
And
right.
I need a little bit of angst to do that. I think the
So
first
where-
joke, yeah.
Where do you get your angst though? Like,
So, like-
this is also like, so you're asking a comedian like, how do you write your jokes?
Yeah.
But like
But
you're not,
once you've
you're not
made it,
that active on social, right?
Twitter's just a liability.
Yeah.
So
Right,
it's
right.
like it's like I'm not gonna get canceled for something that did nothing for me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I'll get
Yeah.
canceled for like a fucking joke I put out, but usually I don't think people get canceled for jokes. They get canceled for like off-color commentary. But like actual stand-up, here's a joke.
Well, because that is a joke, or a tweet can be like he that shit.
And if
He
it
actually
can-
thinks that about those people.
It can be however you want.
Right,
to read it.
right.
You get to it, yeah,
right.
exactly. But if I have a mic and I'm doing a thing, then it's a little bit harder. But yeah, for me, I think I tend to push back against outrage.
Yeah.
I think that's
But where
kind
do
of
you
what
see
it
it? You
is.
see it on Twitter?
Yeah, it's,
Like in your
like
mentions or
Twitter,
like,
just news,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in general culture.
I like how I've forgotten about the news.
Yeah, because the news is Twitter.
Where do you get your cultural news? News.
But
That's it.
the
Okay.
news is Twitter, but it's but like
It's
I don't know.
not.
The news is Twitter, and now Twitter is the news. Like the news outlets
the
are
news
just
outlets
as
are on
fucking,
Twitter.
Right.
So like
but
I'm going to
they're
hear about
also-
the trending stories.
But they're
from
also
there.
so in somebody's pocket or skewed.
Yeah, of course.
There's nothing.
Everything's
is,
skewed, but I'm more
yeah.
looking at like what everybody is so reactive to, and then I want to kind of my knee jerk intuition is to have the opposite reaction.
Right, to
So
piss you
like
off and-
exactly.
But so a lot of people look at
we were
that.
talking
and
about
they're
this before. Like this is how men hang out. I don't know. Like
Right.
like if you're with your boys and you're on like a bus to a game or something like that. Like nobody is saying the right thing, right? Like that's not
funny. That's
There's
not
nothing
enjoyable.
funny about like you're finding like which teacher you would have sex with that is the biggest grossest teacher, right? And
Yeah.
you're going, I'm going to say this thing. Or if there's something crazy happening in the news, you're having a wild take that's wrong about it. It's not
Yeah.
right.
Right.
And everybody knows you're just trying to make them laugh. And
Right.
that is in a lot of ways stand-up comedy. I know there are comics out there that are very like political and that kind of stuff, and it's just like you don't
Well,
care
some
that
people
much.
call what you just described contrarian, and like
Yeah.
to
Yes.
the point, right?
Yeah.
And that's it's
Yeah.
it has a negative
Hello.
connotation, but it's like
No,
that's what we're
this
doing.
is the people who don't understand humor.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
chalk it up to.
You're just saying that like to have a take, and it's like that's kind of
Ready?
a fucking
Well,
here, man.
we call it contrarian because we want to remove ourselves from what we like often feel,
Right.
and our feelings are wrong. Take my wife, please, is
Right,
the
right.
oldest joke ever.
Right.
That's saying get rid of my wife.
right.
You have a wife, or you had one.
Right.
You got rid of it. You know what I mean? It comes from a real place.
Right.
That I have a wife that sometimes your wife annoys you.
want to get
like, take her, please.
Yeah.
But you don't actually want that. You're not
Right.
actually going to do that. But you had a moment where you thought about something
right.
that was
and it
wild.
makes other people laugh to
because
say
they've
that.
also had that moment.
Yes,
And
it's the most real. The funniest thing when we started Barstool, I'm like 25, and every blog we wrote, the comment section was this crew of like 40-year-old guys. This is back when a comment section actually had some value, and it wasn't just bullshit. It was like you knew their names, you knew their like stories, and every one of them to a man was like, I just fucking my wife so much. And I'm 25 and I'm reading it, and it killed me. Every comment, they're all hack jokes, but it's just so funny to me that like lemmings, guys, we all just walk off with a fuck. We just walked the plank, and we're like, no, my girl's different, and my marriage is gonna be different, and then we're like, nope, it wasn't.
And I believe that right now.
you will,
This is why like people try to like chalk up like what is comedy? What are these different things? All these different categories. It's like, buddy. If you're already thinking about like the category, you're missing the point.
Right.
Are you laughing?
Yeah.
Is this making you laugh? Because if it's just making you think and not laugh, it failed.
Yeah.
Right.